Have you ever heard someone say, just pick a niche and start selling on Etsy? But they never really explain what that means. You've probably watched countless amount of videos suggesting a specific design or telling you to jump into an overcrowded market, and you're still sitting there confused about what direction to go. If that sounds familiar at all, trust me, you are not alone. To simplify things, I'm going to break it down into 5 easy steps to help you on the right track to picking a niche and start making money today. So let's dive in and start with that first step. What exactly is a niche? This is one of the most misunderstood concepts when it comes to selling on Etsy. A niche isn't just a design or a theme just slapped on a product. It's a specialized segment of a larger category. In other words, it's a specific product or service tailored to a distinct audience. For example, many believe that simply adding a cat to multiple products makes their niche cats, but that's not true. The cat is part of the design. It is not what defines a niche. If you're adding a cat to a coffee mug, then that would be a niche. Drinkware being the main category, the coffee mug being the product, and the cat being the design. All 3 of these together make a niche. Now, choosing a niche means selecting a specific type of product for a specific group of people. The more targeted your niche, the better you can serve that audience and make it easier to stand out in the market. Step 2, why does choosing a niche even matter? See, with online shopping, consumers have the ability to search for only what they want. If they're looking for a pillowcase, then they're going to search for exactly that. That's the luxury of online shopping. Unlike a physical retail store where they have to walk through the entire store to find what they need, online shopping is much more direct and specific. So I want you to imagine your Etsy store as an aisle within that large retail store. You're not the entire store. You're an aisle catered to a particular category and product type. The more focused you are, the better you can meet the needs of your audience, making your store more appealing. A niche-driven store not only understands its consumers better, but also creates targeted products, ultimately leading to higher visibility and increased sales. Compared to a general store that offers everything, a niche-focused store is 10 times more likely to succeed, especially on Etsy. Step 3, determining the market. Now, before choosing your niche, it's crucial to understand the market to see if that's a niche or product worth even pursuing. You could do this by using tools to analyze different markets. This allows you to identify gaps and ensure your niche has the potential to be profitable. Being too specific might limit your profitability, and being too broad could lead to you never being seen. So it's important to research and understand the market before you dive into anything. For more information on how to do that, make sure you check out this video. I show you how to use Everbee to find gaps inside the marketplace to make money and easily bring in 6 figures each year. These steps will apply to any market, and it only takes 5 minutes. So moving on, step 4 is profits. After you identify a niche worth pursuing, it's time to focus on the profits. Margins are crucial. Products alone won't make you rich, but a solid margin will. For physical products, you want to aim for at least 40% net margin. And with print on demand, a 20% net margin is a good target. Net margin is what you earn after all your expenses, including taxes, fees, and your product costs. It's not about the overall amount you make. It's about what you take home at the end of the day. Without understanding your net margin, you'll constantly be chasing money, making it difficult to build a sustainable business. And one more thing, if you are offering a sale, make sure you calculate this into that margin. You don't want to deplete your margins just because you didn't adjust for that sale price. That's a mistake I see way too often. Step 5 is scalability. Now, once you've identified a profitable niche and market, it's now time to consider if it's scalable. What that means is whether your product or business can grow beyond just a few sales. Scaling means being able to increase production, sales, and profits without running into major limitations like time, resources, or demand. Simply put, can you offer more? If your product can't be scaled, then you're going to hit the ceilings in terms of growth and revenue. So basing this off that cat niche we spoke about earlier, you can expand this niche by adding other animals or different types of themes. Creating a broader animal niche, this approach offers unlimited scalability and keeps your business growing. You're still selling the same product to the same audience, but now have the ability to adapt, adding more of the same designs. Now, if you had something such as putting names on a mug, that's it. Your growth is only to the customers wanting to put a name on that product. You can't offer anything more than that, which leads to a lack of scaling that particular niche. You're stuck, and the only way out would be to add other products, which leads down the general store route, and as we already discussed, leads you to less profits overall. So that last step is super important, especially for long-term success. But remember, this is only half the battle. So be sure to check out my other videos on how SEO works, how to get on that first page, boost your visibility, and all the crazy Etsy algorithm changes. The more you know about each one, the easier things become. Also, don't forget to join my school community. I recently launched a module, number 3, where you'll find an in-depth information about niches and how to find them. All of this is free. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment below. You know I love to hear from you. And thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.